Hi. So I was thinking earlier that I've been sick for almost a week, and the last couple days I've started to feel better. So I thought maybe I would like to put something up on YouTube. And of course, I have quite a few things written down that I would love to talk about on here, but I realized that my head is still feeling a little swimmy and decision making the last couple of days has been a process for me, and there have been minor meltdown moments over seemingly simple decisions, and like, why do I want to stress over this? Let's see if the Akashic guides would like to present their own message and what they feel would be best for those who listen. Those 2 or 3 of you who listen on my channel at the current time, to see if there's anything that would be useful or helpful for both myself and you at this moment, and whatever could work towards our highest good. So I have my Akashic Records open, and I'm just going to see if there is something that comes through. Okay, so what they're showing me is me walking forward on a sidewalk, and it's actually quite a different perspective. Usually if they're showing me, I'm feeling it as the perspective of me and my body here, and if I was walking forward, I would be walking towards the camera, but they're actually showing me almost like a movie of myself, and I'm seeing me walk forward on a sidewalk towards myself, and I'm carrying this, or dragging really, this giant plastic bag that is full of stuff, and I am struggling and going slowly, and it looks like what I am dragging behind me is very heavy, and I have it thrown over my shoulder, so kind of like a like Santa Claus, with this huge black garbage bag. And it's feeling like I am seeing kind of a mirror image of me, or a reflection of me, and it's like, this is the effort it's taking me right now to meet myself, to meet me where I'm at, if that makes sense to those who are familiar with that phrase. So what would you like to say about that? To meet someone where they're at. I mean, they just said, in essence, like, I'm making it so much harder on myself than I feel than it needs to be, than the actual effort it would take me to meet myself could be. And I'm asking this to explain this further, or why I'm doing this. When I ask them that, there's like this, I see this horizontal black line sort of on the ground between me and this reflected version of me. It feels like it's an end goal, like it's an end point, like I have to reach that line for some reason. But getting to that line has felt like this horrendous effort. And by horrendous, I mean very, I basically mean it's been very effortful. It's felt like it has been itself a drag. And I just ask what's in the bag, what am I dragging in the bag, and it's like I'm dragging myself. Like I'm carrying the bag of which I am also inside of. So I'm asking them to clarify why I'm in the bag. What does it mean for me to be in the bag? So me being in the bag represents me being in the dark, being in the unknown. Because it's a black bag, I can't see anything around me. I can't see where I'm going, what I'm going towards, what is essentially around me. It's kind of, in some ways, like that's the best place to be, because even though I'm inside this bag of darkness, like I am relaxed and being pulled along, and I'm putting absolutely no effort into it, and I'm still moving forward. So being in that bag is actually sort of the ideal way to move forward. And so I'm asking, why am I dragging myself then if I could just be in the bag? How could I, without dragging myself, how does the bag move forward without me putting actual effort into it? And they show me putting myself in the bag on this old radio flyer cart. What did they call those? Not just a cart. Oh shoot, I can't remember. The wagon, like the little four-wheeled wagon that kids pull around. And they're showing me now, like, if I had some further perspective, it's like I could see that the ground that I was walking on and dragging myself along is actually sloped downhill, so that if I was in the cart, gravity itself would push me along, and actually it would be almost too fast for me, is what it would feel like. And I would want to slow down, especially if I'm in this bag and just get the sensation of moving forward super quickly. Then the fear would actually rise up in me, feeling like I would crash into something. I'm asking, okay, if if I'm on this downhill slope, like how does the wagon know where to go, and why would it not crash into something? Which seems logical. Just giving me the sense that it's not that the wagon is on a track, but it is that the wagon itself has consciousness and knows where to steer and how to get there far quicker and a better route than I myself might choose if I was sitting up in the cart, no bag, I could see exactly where I was going. Like, that would actually also bring more fear into me, because I would want to have control over where the cart was going, or think that, oh no, that looks like a shorter route, or oh, I want to go check out that tree and the cart would be like, oh, this is the better way. Let's stay away from that tree. Or, I got you. I know the shortest, quickest route. Or the route for your highest good. And so by me being in that darkness and just being there relaxing, it actually helps the cart go where it needs to go more efficiently and easily, without me also wanting to like put my feet out of the cart and like try to put the brakes on or slow down. Okay, so now I'm asking, so why am I dragging myself? What does that represent? Me being out of, like, there not being a cart, me dragging myself in this bag. It is essentially the only way I've known for forward movement to happen consciously. Like, that has been, in essence, like my only known system of movement. There's not even been a realization that this self-guided cart was even available to me. And so now it's like they're like, yes, in this moment, like, yes, you have been given this information many, many times and you know the facts of it. And it's like, right now in this moment, they're like giving me like an even deeper understanding or acceptance within my body that little red wagon has been there beside me the whole time. It's not that I ignored it, it's that it was almost like in my peripheral vision where I could not see it. And so now, like, me being even more deeply in this awareness of it, there's the level of trust of, in essence, letting myself go, like me fully giving control of my forward momentum in this life, giving it over to this divine consciousness is what they're calling it, placing myself in essence in this place of being completely in the dark, not knowing where I'm going, not knowing what's along my path, putting myself in this cart and like letting me go and completely giving up control. And so right now in my mind, I'm just sort of seeing myself do that. There's an element of sadness in me standing there and really truly giving up that sense of control. It in some ways is making me feel useless or worthless. Like, what has all the effort been for? What do I do now? And they're showing me as this version of myself that was dragging, you know, the blinded me around, the me in the bag, as this very stocky, very muscular, very dense version of myself. The physical form of me is almost like I use the word troll, but it's giving like this big troll that is it's like this troll has worked so hard and been so, this troll version of me has been so devoted to carrying me around, the me that had no idea where I was going or what I was doing, and trying to be my guide and my eyes and be strong for me and pull all the weight. And there's a part of me that feels sad to let that version of me go. I'm just gonna say, like, that's just hitting home so hard, and if that's hitting home for anyone else, like, I understand. I understand how hard you've worked and how alone you felt. How alone I felt. And so I'm asking, what would help that super strong version of me be okay giving up the control and thanking it for all that it's done for me? Okay, when I said that, I felt this almost like a shape or snake-like energy go through my heart. And it was just a settling in, and maybe it was even a integration. An integration is what it felt like. And so what I'm picturing is now where that very strong, dense version of me was standing, there is something laying on the ground that looks kind of like a silver necklace, like a very thick chain or something. And I'm just asking to see what that is. It feels like it's a memento of that version of me, and something that I can think about or get some kind of representation in my physical, tangible world to represent that version of me, that when I need to think about that person or that side of me, that aspect of me, I can connect to it without having to have it fully form again. And so I'm going, in my mind, I'm still seeing, me laying on the ground in the black bag, and then this radio flyer cart, and I'm not in the cart, and I'm asking, what is the next step? Because I feel like they're kind of waiting for me to get in the cart, in the bag, without taking the bag off and knowing that the cart is there. Okay, what is your guidance? I'm gonna pause right now, and I keep getting this sensation of, it's not a sensation, it's a desire to say that this is what it has felt like for me to be guided and to guide others through a somatic experience, through just following what comes next for a person and holding space for them. And to be able to do this for myself through the Akashic Records is so effing potent. And I think it is one of the things that amazes me about the Akashic Records is the ability to transform our relationship with ourselves within such a short amount of time, just like a somatic session can do, and bring things to light and let us look at details of ourselves in a different way, or a way we wouldn't have thought of. And what a effing gift it is to be able to do this and recognize it, and how badly I want all of us who are ready for it and want to step into it to be able to do this for themselves. And for me to help get them there, if possible, or to be an example of what this can look like and how it can be done. And I say this because this is what my two Akashic friends and I are working towards, to create a space for people to do this. And I just sitting in this session right now and realizing what the Akashic guides have just provided for me, like, it just creates so much excitement for me to be able to do this with two other people, and hopefully bring it to a larger audience. Okay, for that little sidetrack, but it wanted to come out, and I wanted to make sure I said something about it in the moment while I was feeling it. So I'm going to go back to where I was at with me still in the bag and the cart beside me, waiting for me to climb in. Gosh, guides, what is your guidance for me to be able to move into that cart? It feels like the simplest answer that is coming through them is that it will happen naturally. It's like I just start floating up, and I, with my intention and my actual lack of effort to move forward or to make forward movement less effortful for myself, it will naturally happen. I just float up and find myself in the cart. And I'm just asking practically, what does that really look like for me? They're wanting to sort of offer some reassurance that even if I don't feel like I land in the cart immediately, like, there's no stopping my forward momentum. It's like just by hanging out in that bag, I kind of roll down the hill a little bit without, I kind of might bump into something, but it won't be catastrophic, like getting so tangled up into a cactus that I just shred the bag, and it's get these cactus needles all over me and cause serious damage, basically, is what I'm feeling like. Or also I'm asking for them to clarify what the bag is representing of me being in the dark, and the simplest way they're putting it is the bag is your trust in that the universe has got you. And it's like, I will never completely shred that bag and feel like I don't have that again. It's like I, completely come out of the bag like I was sort of in that big burly troll form of myself, where there's no support around me from the universe. Like, I'm just marching forward and making this movement happen. It's like that bag will never become so damaged or be removed so that I lose that trust or feel like I can't find some kind of support or guidance from the higher consciousness that it feels like is the foundation of the place that I'm actually looking at, the place that I'm seeing myself on this journey in this human form. It's almost like I can't look at it and realize it. I have to be blind to it in some ways with my sight and just feel it. That is why it is represented by this bag that keeps me from seeing the external world. Because then I will just focus on what I can see externally and not literally feel and trust the deeper essence that is there. Okay, so I'm not sure they answered my question of practically what I can do. My next best step. They've said this to me so many times, but the word rest came up immediately. And I want to ask, rest in what sense? Rest in the sense where it feels like when I feel like I'm having to plow through something. When it feels like I'm having to put so much effort into getting something accomplished. That is when I need to rest. And I'm going to say, like, I did that this morning. I felt like there were two things that I needed to get done today. And again, they were, in the grand scheme of life, like so minor and so simple. But for whatever reason, I mean, partially because of, I feel like, some lingering brain fog from my recent illness, that it just felt so overwhelming to do these two things. And I asked my guides this morning to make it so easy and to send the people to me that would be the most helpful, and I got both of those in both instances. And I'm getting emotional because they were the people that I needed to give me the space and time to make the right decision for myself and not feel like I was rushed or like they weren't listening to me. And I think that was the biggest thing that was bothering me, is two instances I worked with people and I was just like, you're not listening to me. You're not hearing the truth of me and what I'm trying to say. And they they weren't. They had their perspective and they gave, it's like they came to this point and like they stopped. They could not meet me. Right? They're like, yeah, I hear you to this point and I'm not going to meet you any further or offer any other suggestions than this. And I needed someone to meet me here. And I'm just feeling so grateful thinking about it again in this moment, and it's just hitting me like how much I needed that. And how much we all need that, and how much probably you that are listening to this and watch me tear up, how much you may be needing that too. And my guidance, my personal guidance for you is to ask for it. Before you go do the thing, before you go to the place, before you fully make the decision, ask for help. and see what happens. I still don't know if I fully answered the practical part, but I feel like that's such a good place to land right now. So I'm gonna go shed a few more tears and sign off. And I just thank the Akashic Guides for the way they presented this to me, because I needed it so bad. I needed this metaphor and to see this visual so clearly in my mind, like what moving forward and trusting in the universe and how it can really have our back and meet us where we need to be met in the moment, in the simplest of tasks for the day, and how much of an impact it can have on us for the rest of the day, and how much lighter I feel now compared to how I did this morning, which was I would say stupid or over the top for what needed to be done, but it's not. It's where I was at, and part of me just wants to be like, damn that full moon. Damn that sickness. But it's something that I needed to go through and feel again, like the other side of it. And I'm grateful for this little baby lesson today. So thank you for being here and witnessing something that may look pretty stupid to watch again on the recording, but it's fine. I'm just gonna put it out there, and yeah, I'll see you again soon. Bye.